Eric is with us in Lansing, Michigan. Hi, Eric. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hello, gentlemen. Mr. Ramsey, it is an absolute honor, sir. So thank you,
Thank
for
you.
the opportunity to speak with you. And thank you for your backwoods hillbilly wisdom, because you've changed my family. We've been debt-free, house and all, for a little while now. So thank you very much, sir.
Way to go, man. So you own a house debt-free. Way to go.
Yes. So I have a real estate question. I'm curious what 37-year-old Dave would say. So my in-laws currently have two houses, one in Michigan and one in Florida. They winter in Florida, so they're snowbirds. They no longer want the maintenance and upkeep of a house here in Michigan, so they're selling it. My wife and I, we've been looking at purchasing a lake house. So my in-laws came to us with the proposition of gifting us 50% cash towards a down payment on a lake house. The understanding is that they would live with us or live at the lake house during the summer months for 3 to 4 months, and the house would then be in our name solely. So we have been saving for a house. We obviously don't have the other 50% remaining, but I'm curious what your thoughts are on this.
Wow.
Very generous of them.
Yeah.
Yes, we have a very good relationship.
Okay, so they're going to give you how much money?
50% towards.
I know. What is that? How much money is that?
House. Well, I don't want to go over $400,000 total for the purchase.
Okay, so they're going to give you $200,000. In return, they get to live in the lake house in the summer, which, by the way, is the only time you can use it. Can you visit there? Can you visit your lake house in the summer?
Yeah, absolutely.
While they're there.
What we're looking at.
You guys can go up and put the boat in the water, and all of you play, and all of you, while they're living there in the summer, you'll be able to use it.
Yes, it would be big enough for both of us to be there in the summer, and we would utilize it in the winter, too.
And you've got kids?
Yes, sir.
Known as their grandkids.
Yeah, and
I'm liking this. Yeah, this
is
great. They're smart people. Okay. So you don't have the other $200,000?
No, not yet.
Okay. How long before you have that?
Honestly, it would probably take us, 4 to 5 years before we got that. Well, probably closer to 4.
Okay. Well, lake house is a toy, and I'm not going in debt for a toy. So, and when I bought my lake house many years ago, I didn't go in debt for it. It's a toy.
Okay.
And so, no, you don't. You got out of debt.
Yeah, no, I get it.
What's your income?
I guess. So my wife and I, we make about $140,000 a year.
Okay,
Yeah.
you don't have any payments, so I'm going. What does it look like to start looking once we have $100,000 and they can put in, they put in 100 and we start looking at more affordable options for lake houses. And if it's not the right one, then we keep waiting until we have the cash to do it and we can pony up 50 and 50.
Yeah, it's just really tough as far as getting something that we want in that price range at this point in time. But no, I get where you're coming from.
Is there any urgency around this?
No, he just wants a lake house.
Well, of course I want a lake house. Who doesn't want a lake house?
Agreed. I agree. I'm with you. I'm
But delaying it
100% with
by
you on that.
3 years of delaying this dream,
Yeah.
you'll live, right?
Well, or do it in some other way. But here's the thing. Because it's in a sense they're putting the money on the table now, and that's pushing the urgency to do it now, and the fact that it's a lake house and you're getting half of the equity covered for you. It seems ludicrous not to borrow the money to do it, but I still am not going to borrow the money to do a toy. I'm sorry, dude, I wouldn't do it.
Okay.
If I were you. You ask what I would do, and I can verify that I would not do that because I did not do that. I saved up and paid cash because, again, you're in Michigan, your summers are short, and so you got 3-4 months of use a year, and and you're going to pay payments on it 12 months. So no, I wouldn't do that. Now, what is these folks' net worth?
I have no clue.
Well, if you were going to guess, 10 million, a million.
Oh, over $1 million, but I don't know beyond that.
Okay. So basically, this money would be coming from the sale of their Michigan house.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe they go buy the lake house when they sell it, the one that you all agree that you want, and you delay and you say, okay, I'd like to lock in that I can buy it for half of that. when I can save up the money in a few years. Meantime, we'll all use it together.
Right. Yeah, it's we were just looking at this as an option. It was proposed, and them selling
so
the
it's a
Michigan house,
wonderful
they want to come back
gift.
here in the summer.
It's a wonderful gift and a lot of things. But listen, if you add up the payments on $200,000 for the number of times that you're there, it's expensive.
You could go on some really nice vacations.
It's expensive, and so I want you to be able to figure out a way to do it. But if it involves you going into debt, I would not personally do that, and I would not recommend it. And I love the idea of you having a lake house. I love the idea of them paying for half of it. I love all these ideas, but I'm not ever going to tell somebody to go in debt for a toy, and this is it. So,
now, on the real estate side, Dave, if the in-laws buy the lake house and he wants to buy them out of it,
later,
what is the right way to do that?
Later, they could just deed it over to him.
Okay.
He hands them a check for $200K. They buy a $400,000 lake house and agree that when he hands them $200K, they hand him a deed, and he starts saving his $200K and buys them out in a few years on the same deal.
That plan just gives me a lot of peace when you say it
I'm
like that.
thinking Papa and Granny here have some money, but I could be wrong.
That they might be able to afford it in cash.
I don't know. I don't know if they can or not.
Yeah.
If they're sitting on a $2 or $3, $4 million net worth, $400,000 is not going to kill them. And they were planning on gifting this anyway, and so on. So, yeah. But
it's a good question.
No, I would not tell you to borrow money. Thanks for the call. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Once you get out of debt, once I got out of debt, and I felt the freedom, there wasn't anything going to get me back in. But I had some temptations like he has had over the years. We had a building, the first office building that we had, we leased it for 5 years. And I had an option to purchase it for $5 million. When I did the deal, I didn't have any money, hardly. I mean, I had net worth, but I didn't have $5 million. And I'm leasing it for 5 years. Well, during that time, the building becomes worth about $14 million.
Wow. And you still have the option to buy it.
I've got the right to buy it for $5 million. And for 5 years. I'm at 4 years and some change, and I'm scratching nickels out of the corner of the couch trying to get the $5 million together because I don't want to miss this. I was tempted to not walk away from all that equity that was built into this option deal to go borrow money.
But I'm
not borrowing money. Woo! I'm not borrowing money. It's a sign from God. I'm not supposed to have it if I don't have the money. It's a simple thing for me. This is the Ramsey Show.